Good evening, beloved children. It is indeed a wonderful thing to be snuggled in like this, to feel you as you cuddle in with one another, as you feel the comfort of how many, many lifetimes you have known one another, how many journeys you have taken. And now you are about to take another journey, this time a restful journey, this time snuggled in, this time warm. We are delighted to be here, and this is your Group Souls Arena. We are delighted to be here in the context of everything that we are learning during this time. Such an interesting time in Earth School, such an interesting time to be classmates, such an interesting time to be here. And we have some observers who observe the classroom in much the same way that in an Earth classroom, there are teachers who stand at the back of the room and observe the class and watch the way the students are interacting with the teachers. Well, we have observers here who have been observing all of us in our classrooms and have some interesting observations that they would like to bring in. And so we are going to step aside and allow the first observer to come forward and speak. Thank you. I have been called Metatron. I am a circle of energy, always growing, always evolving, always teaching, and always thinking good thoughts. I have been observing your classroom for eons, for quite some time. And what I have to say, beloveds, I hope will be useful to you as you gather around the warmth of the fire of your friendship and listen to a story that I will tell you about your development here upon this planet. When you first sprang into being, when you were quite young, when it was very early in the development of your consciousness, it seemed to you quite commonplace that there should be strife, that there should be conflict, that there should be battle. Further on in your development, it became quite commonplace for there to be jealousy, for there to be cruel ambition, for tribes to pit against one another. Further on in your development, it became quite commonplace for war to ravage your environment. You see, as you were growing and moving along in your classroom, war and depravity and cruelty and pain and suffering and starvation and sickness and, yes, death, these were all commonplace for you. These were the ways and the means of your everyday life. In your early development, you did not stop to think that there was anything out of the ordinary about the random cruelty that you were experiencing. Nothing seemed out of place because of where you were in your development. But let us fast forward to where you are now, eons later. Many centuries later, many light years later. Oh, my beloveds, you have grown so much. And into the consciousness that you have now grown, it has become quite clear to you that war and cruelty is not as it should be. That war is not in its rightful place here. That cruelty should not be here. Your lens has shifted. You now see these effects of what we might call lower vibration as being off, or part of what I hear you call the darkness on planet Earth. But beloveds, it has always been dark. It is you who have lightened. You have lightened, my dear ones. You have lightened to the extent that random cruelty is no longer acceptable to you. It is no longer acceptable to you that genocide should exist. It is no longer acceptable to you that people should live in fear of one another. It is no longer acceptable to you. You have changed. The classroom, beloveds, is the same. You have heard the phrase, "It was ever thus." And I tell you plainly, it was ever thus on this particular planet. It was ever thus, but you have changed. You have evolved. Your lens is so different than it was in the very beginning when you were in trial and error, in the very beginning of the birthing of your consciousness here upon this planet. Since you were wee, tiny little spiritual babies, you have grown so much. And now you see, when you look at random cruelty, it no longer feels as though that's just the way things are. In your consciousness, you have come to the place that says, that is no longer acceptable. We will no longer say yes to that. That is no longer the day-to-day of this planet. No. We are moving forward now. That is what has changed. It is your brightness, you see, beloved ones, that allows you to see the darkness of this planet. When your consciousness was veiled, you did not see the darkness. It looked like, well, that's the way things are on this particular planet. You did not know any better, and now you do. And now you are growing out of that classroom. And now you have been working, each and every one of you, with your beautiful teachers who have helped you to assume the mantle of divine leadership who have helped you to know that you truly are light, who have helped you to remember the essence of your true being. I have observed this standing in the back of the classroom, watching you. And now, dear students, what I want you to know is that your experience of this planet and what you call the darkness, I have heard many of you say, this is a dark time. I have heard many of you say this. Many esteemed souls have said, this is a dark time. I'm here to say, it is not so much that the time is dark. It is that you, beloveds, have become so full of light that you are able to see clearly that which is no longer acceptable to you. And so I am urging you as an observer, as someone who stands in the back of the classroom, I am urging you to try on another apparel, another way of defining this time that you are in, not so much as a dark time, but as a clear time, as a decisive time, as a time of action. Now you clearly see into the corners of your classroom. Now you clearly see the job that is to be done. Now you clearly see the mantle of your leadership. Now you clearly see that random cruelty does not belong in your space, on your planet. It simply does not belong. Now you clearly see that you are entitled, as leaders of the movement forward, to step forward and say, I decide. I have decided that cruelty does not belong in my classroom. And I am picking up my mantle of leadership and I am sweeping cruelty out of this atmosphere. And I am moving forward on a cleaner planet. And I applaud you for this. Now, beloveds, do you see this? Let me repeat it. It was ever thus on your planet. There have always been wars. There have always been tyrants. There have always been depictions of horrible cruelty, massive genocide, slaying of infants, killing of innocents for no reason. This has always been going on in the theater of your planet Earth. What is different now is that you have grown in your ability to be light, to be the light that your planet is asking for. And as the light you are, now you can see very clearly. You are able to discern what is so. That is what is different. Does it mean that your problems go away, poof, like that? No, it does not. No, beloveds. What it means is that you can now clearly face your agenda, your mission, and roll your sleeves up and get to work. Now you are clear. Now you decide. And now you get to work. And this is a beautiful thing, because I hope you can see that with your powerful, powerful decision to stand up as the leaders of light on this planet and say no to viciousness, no to cruelty, no to jealousy, no to vendetta, no to authoritarianism, no to prejudice, no to fear. As you stand up and say no to these energies, you are saying yes to the light that is so. Yes to your divinity and everyone else's. Yes. I thank you for allowing me to come in this way and speak to you, beloveds. I, Metatron, will now step to the side and allow your next speaker to come forward. This is your group Souls Arena, and we are so grateful for Metatron's image, for Metatron's likeness, for Metatron's message. And we are being urged to step to the side so that our next speaker may come forward. And we welcome the delightful and beloved Lady Nada. My dear ones, thank you for inviting me in. I was so inspired by Metatron's powerful message. I had a feeling that the time was coming when you would be told that it isn't that your earth has become darker, but you have become brighter. I didn't know that now would be the time. All I knew was that soon and very soon the message would be coming to all of you, that nothing has changed on this planet except for your consciousness, for your evolution. And isn't that wonderful news? And it is to the subject of wonder that I am being called to speak to you tonight. Wonder is an amazing, and you will forgive me for using the expression, a wonderful thing. Wonder is a state of gazing so fixedly on the truth that evolution is always becoming apparent. When we are in a state of wonder, we are watching life being born. When we are in a state of wonder, we are beholding evolution. When we are in a state of wonder, we are observing life coming forward. And what I would like to share with you is that all of you, in your own individual ways, are engaging wonder as a way to verify and ratify your pathway. Verify your pathway with the state of wonder by reminding yourself, yes, that is why I am here. I'm here to engage in wonder. I'm here to engage in that bliss of looking at a sunrise and saying, my goodness, isn't that beautiful? I'm here to engage in the wonder of knowing that I am one with everyone and everything. I'm here to engage in the wonder of new life and new civilization as they come forward. I am here to engage in wonder. Wonder is your pathway. Wonder is like a partial eclipse that allows you to feel that as you have walked through a time of darkness, now the light is beginning to dawn, and you are beginning to feel sunlight again. The wonder of being in this time is that you are in a time not so much of miracle, but you are in a time of love. It used to be in your previous incarnation, in your younger incarnation, that you spoke of being in the time of miracles. Now you have come to a place where you know that every single moment is a miracle. And this is a wonderful thing. Are you aware, beloveds, that there are new continents coming into being on your planet? That there are volcanoes spewing forth new earth, new islands? Are you aware that the continents on your planet are shifting and that there are levels of sea that are adjusting so that whole new continents are coming to being? Are you aware that you are living in a time of wonder? Are you aware that there are new species that are being born? Are you aware that there are brand new discoveries happening right now about light and about the speed of light and the velocity of light and the ability of light to move you forward? You are living in a time of wonder. And I am so grateful to Metatron for his incredible message that the earth itself has not changed, but you have. And your ability to absorb wonder is on the increase. Behold, you are about to observe a wonderful world coming into being. Behold, your ability to observe wonder in all things is now growing. Behold your ascension. Behold your time of wonder. I'm grateful to be with you and to walk alongside you as you experience your time of wonder, and how wonderfully and beautifully you will use this time to change what you know about this planet. Now that you know, now that you've been told that there is nothing new on planet Earth except for your consciousness is what is new. Now that you know this, can you feel all fear dissolving? Truly, there is no need to be afraid when it is you who are rising, you who are saying, this is the new dawn. Thank you for allowing me to serve you. I am stepping aside now, and Spider Woman is coming forward. And I thank Lady Nada, and I thank your beautiful Zarina group consciousness for allowing me to simply jump in, for I felt I had to. I am Spider Woman. You know me as the energy that weaves beautiful stories. I am the storyteller in you. I am the aspect of you that is able to weave a beautiful story, a tikkun olam, a story that heals your world. And I affirm with you that you are on the verge, on the cusp of weaving a brand new story, a story that heals yourselves and a story that heals your planet. The story that you are writing, beloveds, as I understand it, is a story in which no thread is left out, a story in which every life matters, a story in which every breath matters, a story in which every blade of grass is paramount, a story in which every tiniest insect and every shimmering leaf and every grain of sand and every molecule of air shares the same significance alongside every creature, every great whale, every primate, every human, every bird, every fish. That what you are weaving, beloveds, is a story of ascendancy in which no one is in charge, but love is now in charge, in which there is no hierarchy, no authority, save for the authority of love. And this story that you are telling is woven of such strong stuff that it is a story that will be passed along to the next 7 generations. And they will pick up this story, the story that you are creating now, a story of connective tissue, a story of letting go of the old ways, a story of no longer bowing the knee to the tyrant, to the religious authority, to authority of any kind, save for your authority of love. We feel and know, as the Spider Collective, that the story you tell now is a story that moves mountains, causes rivers to flow in the deserts, heals all plagues, brings all wars to an end, causes every single nation to see itself as only a fulcrum of love, releases resistance to the knowing that we are truly one. Your story, the story that you are telling, is the story that weaves its way across the universe and creates thousands of new suns and new planets and new civilizations. Understand, beloveds, the work does not stop here on your planet. What you are doing in ascending in your consciousness, as our brother Metatron has told you, so that you can see that the planet is the same. It is you that are different. As you crack open this egg of existence and move yourselves across into this next story, the story that you create here on this tiny little planet Earth, cracks open the heart of the entire universe. It means that there are new suns being born right now. Lady Nada spoke to you of new islands being formed on your planet, new species coming to light on your planet. And we are echoing that by letting you know that the stories that you tell of resilience and love are the stories that crack open the heart of the universe and create new life, new galaxies in the far-reaching places where in your previous incarnation you believed only darkness to exist. And now you know. And now you know, beloveds, that it is your time to take the narrative, to shape the story the way you want it to be told. The old way has been to tell stories of neighbor pitted against neighbor, of black and white, of Republican, Democrat, Jew and Palestinian, of Ukrainian and Russian, of duality, of genocide. These were the old stories of foes being vanquished and of revenge being enacted. These are the old stories. The new story that you tell is a story that goes something like this. Forgiveness is justice. In the old story, justice was an eye for an eye. The new story that you tell is forgiveness is real justice. This is the story you are weaving. And we would ask now, all of us that are gathered here for now, we are shape-shifting into a collective that includes Lady Nada and Metatron, and Grandmother Spider and Yeshua, and Kuan Yin and Master Saint Germain, and Oshun, and Lady Beatrice, and the Magdalene, and the Blessed Mother, and Buddha, and Muhammad, and so many others who have been light bearers for your planet. And Bridget, Queen of Fairies, is here, and Chief White Buffalo is here, and Geronimo is here, and Red Eagle is here, and so many others are here, and the one you call Francis is here. So many are here, patiently bringing in their vibration and echoing these sentiments and saying, yes, yes, beloveds. From now on, the story that you tell is that forgiveness is justice. The slings and arrows of outrageous fortune can no longer hurt you because you have ascended to the knowing that forgiveness, mercy, compassion, this is what real justice is. Welcome to your unveiling. Congratulations. You have graduated from a classroom where you have been for many eons, and now you move forward, and now you weave a new story. And this is a time then for you to decide for you to say yes. Yes, I am willing. Yes, I am willing to decide that I am the one that is changing, not the world, not the planet, but me. I have changed. I am lighter. I am brighter. I am more loving. I am my divine self, and I am ready to begin. This is your group Souls Arena. We wanted to thank all of the partnering energies who have brought in their message of solidarity with us at this very special time. We are now working with you in agreement that you are ready to once again meet your body temple as a beautiful and precious place. You are feeling your feet and saying yes to your feet. You are feeling your fingers in your hands and saying yes. You are remembering that every single hair on your head is counted and blessed. You are remembering that you have forearms and legs and shoulders. You are remembering your breath. You are remembering that you made an agreement to be fully aligned with this physicality so that you could stand with Metatron and observe yourself as you cross the threshold of yet another classroom, ready to say, it isn't the classroom that is different. It is I. It is us. It is what we are. And so we welcome you back to your waking consciousness. And we remind you as you come forward that all is well. And we bless you. Namaste.